It's obvious to me that they were going to have a breakout game at some point in time. And I just thought that right there at the end of the first half, when we got several of our players in foul trouble, our depth has been able to kind of maintain, sometimes even extend the lead when we've had situations like that late in the first half. Today we were not able to sustain that same level of energy and execution. But even prior to that, I thought we were kind of sputtering in the first half. I never really thought that we were as sharp offensively. They were very patient with the ball. They played the shot clock. And if you know anything about our history this year, when we played against people who have been extremely patient, like Harvard and Princeton, Virginia Tech the other night, that affects us mentally. We don't seem to quite have the aggressiveness that we have when people are attacking us. So I thought it was an excellent strategy by them. And then our biggest concern with them has always been their ability to penetrate the kick. And I thought in the second half they came back out and they got into the lane several times and got some momentum going with some threes. And that kind of gave them confidence, and we never seemed to be able to get it going offensively. They were one, for the second time in a row, teams have just shot the lights out against us. But that's what college basketball is about. Sometimes you get in a focus where you have there's more of a sense of urgency, you lock in and you make those plays because of your exceptional focus. And I thought they were exceptional focus today and stick with their game plan, being patient with the ball, not allowing it to get in a pace that was uncomfortable for them. And then once they started knocking down threes, I think 5 guys made 3-point shots in the second half. That's different than what you're normally accustomed to playing against. Sometimes teams don't shoot their normal percentage against you, and this is one of those days that I thought that they were exceptionally accurate from the perimeter, and we weren't quite as sharp, and they were hungrier than we were. I thought they executed better than we did, and I think that's a bad formula when you're playing on the road in the ACC. But to their credit, I think they've been playing good basketball all along. They just have not maybe been able to finish some of the games that they played, not because they have not been prepared, hadn't played well. I just think that the night when they put it all together, we weren't quite as sharp as we normally have been.
And I think you guys had like an 18-4 edge, points in the paint early. What do you feel like kind of maybe changed that?
What are you asking?
You guys had a big edge in terms of getting baskets inside with Reggie out, and then it seemed like that evened out a little.
Well, actually, we probably would have been better off if Reggie played. We're a big, strong, real strong physical team, and we defend post guys pretty good. We're not quite as good when they have a lot of smaller guys out on the floor knocking down threes, and that's kind of we didn't make that adjustment. And Carl got in foul trouble early, then Xavier got in foul trouble early, and we just didn't have our normal rotation. I put a couple of young guys in there who've never had this experience, and those guys have always stepped up and played well. So I'm not, we just didn't stick. They did a much better job playing to their strengths than we did playing to our strengths.
When did you find out that Reggie was going to be playing? Did you right before the game? And did you?
Yeah, man.
Did you change anything when you knew it?
No, we don't ever change it. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have. The only thing we had to change is guard more perimeter now instead of interior. And they've always done a good job. They did a great job up at our place. They just came up. We made some plays at the end. I think we extended the lead about 8 or 9, 10 points there right toward the end. But they cut it to 5, and the game could have gone either way. I think we made a couple plays there at the end, hit a couple free throws, and were able to pull it out. So that the game could have gone either way up at our place there for the majority of the game. And this was Miami has the teams that they played. 4 or 5 minutes to go, games could have gone either way. Their record could be much improved. So they're right there. And the day they put it all together, we weren't quite as sharp, and they were on their mark. And to their credit, you got to give people credit where credit is due. 9 of 20 from 3. You still, regardless if we defend it or not, you still got to make them. And they shot an exceptional well from the perimeter today. Everybody joined in and contributed in the second half.
Good
Well,
point.
you coached here, you've coached against this program a lot. What did you think, people say that you kind of built this place, this building, based on your success here, but what did you think of seeing this place packed? And what did you think of the UM fans storming the court afterwards? I mean, yeah.
Well, I thought that was an extreme compliment to our team that we've come to the point where people get that excited when they're successful against you. I thought it was obviously I was disappointed we lost, but I found it somewhat amusing that all of a sudden now you beat Florida State and you're excited enough you want to storm the floor. That's something we have not been accustomed to, and that's definitely foreign territory for us. For our basketball program. It was interesting. I don't want to lose any more games for people to storm the floor, but I thought that was this showed a little bit of excitement about the program, how much they're getting behind the team, which I think is positive for the University of Miami. You like to see all our programs in the ACC with the kind of atmosphere that you need in order to be competitive. It's not easy, and I think that. But I don't think though that Miami's program's in good shape. I think that they got a tremendous nucleus of guys that are good players, and I think they have a nice bunch of guys returning next year that should be even better. So you gotta feel that they're in a position where once they get it totally ingrained into the coach's system, that they're gonna continue to improve, bringing in a couple more players and adding some pieces. So, I feel, obviously when you're competing, you don't think about some of those things that maybe will be more meaningful when you look back maybe later on. But I'm impressed with the fact that people came out and supported both teams. I'm sure we had a lot of fans there in the house, and it's always been a good rivalry with Florida State and University of Miami. And it's been a nice, clean, wholesome rivalry that you get a little joy and good-natured fun with the rivalry. I don't want to be on the short end of it many more times. We've had a certain level of success, and I think we're a good basketball team. I don't think that it was as much about what we didn't do as it was about them playing well. Sometimes you think about what I could have, would have, could have, should have.